Are you a frequent traveler who's tired of the same old hotel decor and amenities? Hi, I'm Patchari Raksawong and you're watching us live right here from Bangkok, Thailand. It is Wednesday and it's 9 p.m. GMT. Today we'll be focusing on why you might want to opt for an independent hotel when you're next on the go. While the steady growth in hotel chains is comforting to a certain type of traveler, the consistency of their decor and overall experience is not what some first-time visitors to a country are looking for. They want to get more of a genuine feel for a country. By choosing an independent hotel, you're more likely to be rewarded with an experience that is much closer to the country's unique culture. And straight into our interview, we're joined here via Skype by Patchari Raksawong, who owns a beautiful resort on Got Phangan. Now, do tell us, what makes your hotel different from hotel chains?
It's different from a chain hotels because we do offer a cozy family environment here and also personal service. With our unique atmosphere and our interaction with our guests daily, I think that's why we do attract many returning customers year after year during our high season. And with us being a small independent resort, we are present most of the time as well. If guests has any questions or they have any concerns or problems, they can talk to us directly and we can resolve their problems or questions really fast.
So are chain hotels your competition, or do you see your competition being other independent hotels?
Most of the hotels here and our competitors are other small hotels and bungalows, small independent family-run ones or standalone ones as well. So mostly other independent hotels like ours that we're in competition with.
And what's your occupancy rate like compared to the other chain hotels around there?
From what I've seen, the chain hotels and where I've booked and where I've stayed at, people usually stay there for about a weekend or a long weekend. Whereas here, it depends on like low season or our high season as well. But for example, during our high season, we do have people staying here, our guests stay here from a week or months sometimes. We have many families or couples that come here year after year who want a relaxing holiday and want a nice cozy atmosphere where they're familiar with and know that they will have a good experience and good time, or come back and meet those people that if they've met year after year.
Thank you so very much
Thank
indeed,
you very much
Pascal.
for having me once again.
Travelers who are visiting a country for pleasure are more likely to value the independent hotel as they feel it isn't promoting itself as much as it just wants to provide a good experience for its guests. Corporate hotel chains are more concerned with promoting their own brand, regardless of where they are located in the world. We are now going to be talking to a frequent hotel guest who happens to prefer independent hotels to chains. Now, his name is Wade and he's a frequent traveler, but pretty much based in Australia. Or
yes.
You were based in Australia.
That's correct. Yeah.
Now, tell us, what is it about independent hotels that appeals to you?
I really like independent hotels. For me, I'm more of a spare of the minute kind of traveller, and I kind of like arriving to an area and getting the feel of the atmosphere and what's around. And so for me, with the independent hotel, I like the difference in it. You know, like for an independent hotel, I could go in and stay one night at one place, and it's, you know, so different to another place. Whereas with a, I guess more of like a chain hotel, I kind of feel like I'm always going to the same spot and same location.
All right, but there's reliable stuff when it comes to chains, no?
There is, yeah, of course there is, and you know, chains are nice as well, but for my type of style of travelling and being around, I certainly like those independent hotels, and you know, and then it kind of pushes me out on the street, I think, a bit into kind of finding my way through the streets to, you know, go do my laundry, or, you know, and I can be amongst the locals and stuff a bit
Okay.
more.
But actually, when it comes to hotel chains, they're really reliable in a sense. But what is it that you don't like about it? Is it just the monotony of going to a chain?
It's more so that feeling of, you know, I could go into a chain hotel in Australia and I could travel across a country and then end up being in the same type of style room and that staging. Like, you know, with the independent hotels, that difference and the different types of hospitality you get, and you get, you know, lots of different people and all that type of thing.
So does that mean that you always stay at independent hotels then?
Yes, yeah, I always stay at the independent hotels. I love that.
Does that also mean that you learn more, you see more, you're more embedded in the culture when you are at an independent hotel, do you think?
Yeah, I feel that it does for me anyway. You know, being in an independent hotel and then kind of pushes me out into, again, kind of having a bit of a feel of the atmosphere and then wandering the streets and get those little tips and bits and pieces from, you know, the locals and the people at the hotel.
And how do you go about booking a specific hotel? Do you have to do a lot of research, read the reviews? What's that like for you?
I tend not to do too much research. You know, you see a lot of reviews and people's like word of mouth and that type of thing, but you know, I have a different opinion to other people, so I still need to make my opinion. So I do go by the reviews a little bit, but it doesn't deter me at any state. You know, if I, you know, perhaps are looking at a hotel that I might like, but then see that the review might be quite low, I'm still going to try that hotel because it's still my opinion. Everyone's got different opinions. And things like that, so.
Right. And talking about opinions, sometimes it's really sort of a cool factor to be staying at an independent hotel, isn't it?
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that? Whereas, you know, like, oh, there goes another chain, you're not seeing as much, you're not really sort of like exposed to the culture fully. Do you think that has an effect as well?
Yeah, I think it does. Yeah, that kind of cool factor of, you know, being kind of thrown into the mix of the location and this kind of smaller little hotel that's, you know, in a little alleyway has a bit more of an atmosphere to me than a big hotel that's standing up in the middle of a city somewhere else or something like
Right.
that.
And would you agree that independent hotels are more tied up to the community, and so you probably get more of the local experience when with an
I feel that
independent
as well,
hotel?
yeah.
One final question for you, Wade. Have you gotten sort of inside information by staying at an independent hotel? Could you give us perhaps an example of
In the
your
past?
experience?
Yeah, I remember when I was travelling through Laos on a trip through Southeast Asia, and I was staying at a place called Kong Lo. Very nice area, beautiful area. But there was just an independent hotel where I was staying at, and all of the locals, it's quite a small area, but one of the receptionists lived close to like a small little village that was close by. And she said, you know, it was okay for me, you know, because I like exploring and walking around. She said it was okay for me if I wanted to walk around that area and her village and stuff, that was fine. And so, you know, from that information, I felt comfortable enough that I could do that. If it wasn't for her saying that I could, I wouldn't have wanted to push those boundaries for cultural reasons and wouldn't have wanted to step out onto that type of soil if I wasn't invited to. So then I went and walked around. You know, it was really great. I played soccer with the kids and all that type of stuff. And for me, that's what I really like, is being amongst the locals
mingling
and
with them.
Mingling with the locals and getting photos and eating with them and being invited into people's houses to sit there and eat and have a few drinks and things like that. And it's just like, it makes you feel very welcome. It makes you feel like you're back home and that you're secure.
Okay. Any undesirable experiences at all staying at independent hotels?
No, not for me.
Thank you so very much, Wade.
You're more than welcome. Thanks for having me on the show.
Really appreciate you being here. And there you have it. Now, if you are a leisure traveler, you might want to consider doing the research into independent hotels. And I'm sure that that's going to make your travel experience really pleasurable and unique. So you might want to try that out. And that's going to wrap up this edition of iTravel Exclusives. Thank you so much for joining us, and don't forget to bookmark this channel as we will be coming to your screens live, and that's Wednesday at 9 p.m. GMT, broadcast live from Bangkok, Thailand. Until then, do take care and enjoy traveling. Check out more exclusive iTravel content by simply clicking on the video tiles, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Stay up to date with all things iTravel by following us on Twitter and liking our Facebook page. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you soon.